Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rabbi Cass from thesofarcenter.com. Today's video I'm going to be talking about putting up the mezuzah on the back door of your house. In particular, when you have a sliding door, that's a fixed pane of glass and a glass door which slides. I find a lot of people make mistakes, and there's a lot of confusion on how to properly put a mezuzah when dealing with these type of doors. Now, just before we get into the actual videos and me showing you where and how to properly put the mezuzah, there's a couple things you have to take into consideration, because I'm going to show you what's considered the right side of the door and what's considered the left side of the door. But whether you put the mezuzah on the right side going out towards the backyard, or from the backyard on the right side going in towards the house, there's a lot of different things that have to be taken into consideration. And sometimes if you ask your rabbi, he'll tell you to put it in one way, and somebody else might ask their rabbi and they'll tell them to put it another way. And the reason is because there's different things which are being taken into consideration, and there are many different customs. For example, some authorities hold that the back door, because it's always, or 9 out of 10 times, you're going from the house towards the backyard, so you'll put the mezuzah on the right side, on the post of the right side of the door as you go into the backyard. Others will hold and they'll say, no, it's an external door. External doors, always, the mezuzah is going to be on the right side as you come into the house. Yet others would say, well, it depends if there's access from the front of the house to the backyard. Can you potentially use it as an entrance into the house, or can you not? So because there's differences of opinions, you might find in one person's house you'll find the mezuzah one way, and one person will find that mezuzah another way. So what I'm going to be showing you in this video is going to be going according to the authorities, which hold that if there's a way to access the backyard, meaning this door, can it be used as an entrance from the front of the house and potentially be used as an entrance into the house, then the mezuzah would go on the right side into the house. That's the opinion which I find is most widely accepted, and that's the way that I'll put up mezuzahs by house call unless somebody tells me otherwise. So what that means basically is if you have an enclosed backyard without a gate, meaning an entranceway that connects to the front of the house, or you have an elevated porch without stairs that goes down, which then would connect to the front of the house, in either of these two situations, the only way that you can get to this deck or to this backyard is when you're coming out of the house into the deck or the backyard, and assuming that the deck and the backyard are daled al daled ames, which is 4 by 4 cubits. And there's different opinions on what exactly the square footage for that is. One of the more common accepted opinions is that it's about 39.7 square feet. In order to be putting the mezuzah from the house going out to the deck or towards the backyard, then that's the way you put the mezuzah from the house going out. Unless it's a very small deck. If it's a very small deck, a very small courtyard, very small, then the mezuzah will be going on the right side coming into the house. But assuming you can access this door from, it has a deck which has stairs that goes down, or it's a backyard which is connected to the front of the house, then you're always going to be putting the mezuzah on the right side as you come into the house. And what I'm going to be showing you in today's video shortly is, in particular with dealing with a sliding door, is how to determine what is the right side and what is the left side on a sliding door. So stay tuned, here we go. When putting up mezuzahs on the sliding door, I find that it's very confusing for people, and the reason is because, well, if you look at the actual, here's the door that goes into the house. You can see it's slightly ajar, and the question is, where is the door frame? So if you look here, you just see like the entire glass, and then there's a frame around the door. So many people just associate this, what you see outside on the side of the glass, that would be the actual door frame, when in truth, we have to realize that this glass here, the fixed pane that doesn't move, it doesn't slide, is actually not considered part of the door. It's actually considered part of the door frame, be it a window or a glass wall, whatever the case is. This is the door, and the door frame goes just on over here along the edge of this glass would be considered the door frame. So now that we actually understand the door frame for a sliding door, how do we put the mezuzah on a sliding door? Is it coming out to the backyard, or is the mezuzah going from the outside towards the inside? So generally speaking, if there is, let's say in this example over here, this is a deck, and there are stairs which lead down to the side of the house and around to the front, so this back door can be used as an entrance into the house, then the mezuzah would be going on the right side, just right over here, as you enter into the house. Now, if this was an enclosed porch without this staircase here, and the only way to get to the porch would be through the house, and the same rule would apply if it's a backyard that's not on an elevated porch, but it's a backyard which is totally enclosed, and you cannot access the backyard from the front of the house, and the only way to get into the backyard would be from coming out from the house in towards the backyard. So then the mezuzah would be going on this post over here as you leave the house and come on to the deck. Not all the way on the right, which some people would do. From the inside, you have the exact same frame that you have on the outside. So again, if the mezuzah is going to be going into the house, the mezuzah is going to be on the right going in. If it's going to be going out of the house, the mezuzah will be placed on the right side on this post as you go out of the house. Now, after I show you this door from the inside, where the mezuzah would go if you're going to be putting the mezuzah from the inside coming out, I'm going to show you the opposite scenario, because sometimes you have where the fixed glass is on the right and the sliding door is on the left. And basically the same principles will apply, but we're going to be dealing with the other side of the door, and I'm going to show you how that works and how you should place the mezuzah if you find your sliding door is the reverse, and that I'm going to show you after I show you the inside of this door. In the event that you do need to have the mezuzah going on the right side out, what I want to point out over here is to be very particular when you put the mezuzah up, not to put it all the way on the right post, because this fixed glass over here, this is not the door. This is a glass wall or a window. The door is just the pane of the glass that actually slides. So when you're putting the mezuzah, if you're going to be putting the mezuzah on the right side going out, which in this case you can see the mezuzah is on the right side going out, so you'll see the mezuzah is actually on the left side of the right glass. If you put the mezuzah on the wood all the way on the right of the fixed glass that doesn't slide, the mezuzah would not be put up properly, would not be fulfilling the mitzvah, because the mezuzah would be more than a tefach, which is 3 or 4 inches, depending on different opinions. It would be more than a tefach from the actual doorway, the entranceway itself. So here you can see that there's access from around the front of the house in order to use this door potentially as an entrance into the house. So as you can see how the mezuzah is positioned, the mezuzah is going to be going on the right side going into the house. Not all the way on the right, because that would be more than a tefach, which is 3 to 4 inches from the actual door. It should be put over here, which is on the left side of the right glass, which is a fixed window or glass wall that does not move. That way the mezuzah will be properly positioned on the right side as you enter into the house. Just to give you a little bit closer look where exactly the mezuzah is placed, it's going to go just on this, as you can see. And you may not be able to get the mezuzah on such a slant. You might have to go a little bit more straight, but more important than having the angle is having the mezuzah put in the correct spot. Now we'll look from the inside of the house. Putting it over here all the way on the right would be a mistake. Putting it over here is the correct position to put the mezuzah. Now if you're going to be putting the mezuzah on the right side going out, then you simply put it on the right post on the right side as you go out towards the backyard. So if this video helped you with putting up your mezuzahs on your sliding door, so show your appreciation by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. But of course, don't put up any mezuzahs without watching my other videos, tips on how to put up mezuzahs properly. Or check out my other video, how to put up a mezuzah in 2 minutes. See you on the next video.